So today is Tuesday. I'm actually in the drive-thru right now at Starbucks because I need coffee. It's like 7:30 in the morning, and let me see. I think you guys might fall because there's a bump here. Anyways, yeah. Um, sorry you can't see me because my steering wheel is blocking you guys. But okay. I just wanted to start talking about. You guys know I've been wanting to just start opening up to you guys more about like my personal life and myself. So, one of the topics I'll discuss is dealing with divorced parents. So, my parents are back together. They've been together for a while now, but let me just start the whole story before everyone starts to get confused. So, my parents divorced in 2009, I believe. So, I understood the meaning of divorce because I'm the oldest of two other kids. So I understood what it meant. But no one in my family, like, was ever divorced. Like, we don't come from a family that, would divorce. So, it was very difficult, and everyone was kind of in shock that it was, like, my parents that were getting a divorce. And I think I took it the hardest because, like I said, we've never been through anything like that before, and you guys are probably going to sit here and start laughing. Like, seriously, I've gone through way much more, like, worse stuff than, your parents getting a divorce. But it's not that easy, you guys. Like, I remember when my dad moved out, I think a year after my parents got divorced, like, I remember just having to go back and forth to see my mom and my dad, like, every other weekend. We'd rotate. And hold on, I'm about to order, so... Sorry, guys.
Good morning, welcome to Starbucks. I'll be right with you.
Okay. But, yeah, so, like I said, you guys, it was very difficult, and, sorry.
Sorry about that. What can I get started for you?
That's okay, I'll just take a venti hot white mocha, please.
Venti white mocha. Anything else?
No, thank you.
$4.95 at the window. Thank you.
Thank you. So, yeah. Okay, so, like I said, I took it the hardest, you guys, because... I don't know, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just took it the hardest out of my two younger brothers, because my younger brothers, we're all 3 years apart, so, like, they understood what it meant by my mom and dad not being together anymore, but I don't think they fully understood, like, the actual terminology of what it would actually come to, like, my parents not living in the same house, not showing up to the same parties, the same family functions, and that was the hardest for me because every time I go to, like, a family function, people would ask, oh, where's your mom? Or, like, where's your dad? And, like, how do you answer that? Like, well, obviously my mom isn't here because, I mean, we all know why now, because they're divorced, but, like, how do you answer, oh, where's your mom? How is she? She goes, oh, she can come over. She doesn't have to be in the same room with your dad, And it would be the same when I'd be on my mom's side, like, oh, where's your dad? He's like, is he doing fine? He goes, he can come over. He doesn't have to be in the same room with your mom. But I'm like, that to me was just like, it's a little embarrassing because you'd have to answer like all these questions from all your aunties and uncles and like your grandparents, like, oh, like, how are you? Are you okay? Like, is everything fine? And, like I said, I'm sorry, you guys. I hope this makes sense, this whole thing. But it was really embarrassing, like, when they would ask me that kind of stuff, like, how I've been, because they knew that, us as the children were taking it the hardest. Because, like I said, we've never gone through anything like this. Like, nobody in my mom's side of the family, nor my dad's, come from a family of, like, divorce. Like, families or whatever. So this is the first, and, like, I think everyone was in shock because, my mom and dad, they were, like, a very happy couple, and all of a sudden, like, this whole bombshell just came crashing down on us, and I felt like the whole world was gonna end at that moment, because I believe I was like 16 at the time when my parents were getting a divorce. I remember coming home from school one day, and my mom just sat me and my brothers down, and I literally just cried and ran upstairs in my room and started crying even more, because I was like, well, that's ridiculous, you know. But, I mean, it is what it is. My parents are back together. They've been together for about 5-6 years now. They've only been divorced for about a year, and decided to work things out for the sake of my brothers and I, for us to, you know, have a better life and be there for both of them to be there in our lives permanently. So, yeah, so that is it. Like I said, it's a very difficult thing. If you guys have ever gone through something like this where you had divorced parents, or you know someone that's divorced, or you're divorced, I know it's not the easiest thing, and I know sometimes you have a lot of dark moments where you're like, why are you going through this? Or why is this happening to me? But, you know, I've kept my faith alive this whole time. Like, God has always been by my side every single day, and I always thank Him, you know, for anything that has ever happened to me and my family, whether it was good or like whether it was bad or whether it was a life lesson or not. You know, He's always been there. And the time that my parents were getting a divorce, and I felt like that was my darkest moments, He was there right by my side, guiding me and my brothers every single day, telling us it'll be alright, you know. So yeah, so that is all that I want. Clearly heard me say at the Starbucks drive-thru that I wanted a venti hot white mocha. Okay, you guys, I was already driving when I put the straw in here, and I realized he gave me a venti hazelnut mocha, and it's nasty. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It's not that nasty, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just got too much of that hazelnut pump, and every time, if I drink something where it has too much of like the actual flavor of itself, it'll like make me gag. So this has too much hazelnut in it, but I felt bad, and I'm already at work, so I don't have time to go back. But I think that kid was new, and because I gave him like exact change, and he didn't count the change, and he asked me, is this the exact change? I'm like, yes. And he's like, okay, I trust you. Like, okay, well, I'm not gonna, like, short you of, like, change or whatever, but, yeah, so this is nasty, but, oh well, I had paid for it, even though it's not the drink that I wanted, and I'll just suck it up and stop being a bitch and drink it, because I do not have time to be complaining, so. You guys, but I love, like, buffalo wings. I've always been a buffalo wing type of person, whether I'm out in a restaurant or whatever. So these ones are from Costco, and they are 190 calories, and they're the buffalo style breast bites, and they're boneless, so they're very tiny. They're not like actual wing size. So let me just take one out. They're frozen right now, but they're like this. So I'm currently making some because I love buffalo wings. I eat them all the time, like I said, with ranch. So freaking good. So that is what I'm going to be having for lunch today. You guys, this jacket is so shiny, but I kind of like it.